Hey everyone. Hey, what's up, guys? So Tom and I are we're hanging out.
Wearing a lot of pink.
This
It's all not planned.
is the first time I'm wearing this.
It
And
looks
I think I
great.
put it on before you did. Before you put your pink on.
No, I've been wearing mine all day. I mean, if you did, it was by like
Yeah.
seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I
Yeah.
don't know. No.
If you want to match me, you could just admit that.
I wanted to match you. Definitely what it was.
All right, guys.
And I even got my green here to match your green. It's all intentional.
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't know if I would wear this on the YouTubes,
It looks great.
but anyway, hey guys. So why are we hanging out in the Discord?
To talk about ORT.
What's ORT?
BABY.
I was like, what are you trying to say? Anyway, hey guys, thanks for being here. I don't know, we were just gonna go live and just see who came in and what. I am recording this in case, I don't know, just in case.
Because we dropped some knowledge.
We don't really have anything aside from just like, oh, here's some things that we can kind of talk about. But yeah. So yeah. Let's do breast cancer awareness. Is that this month? Oh, it's February, huh? I thought that was October. But I feel like the Firebirds just did their pink
This
in the
is
room.
the last day of February, though, so maybe we're...
Oh, shoot. Is that today? I love the colors. We should do a hot pink and turquoise room in the house. Oh, that's a great idea.
Good combo.
Yeah. We have so many. I feel like we can do stuff with the rooms.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. So we were kind of talking earlier.
About Operation Rising Tide.
Yeah.
And you're 2 weeks into it, and you're like, let's just sort of break down what's happening.
Let's regroup and see.
Yeah. I've just been, watching and listening, obviously. I don't have the responsibility as an officer, thank God, so I don't have to worry about any of
It's
that.
an intentional decision.
But it has been very interesting to watch and to see.
What is your, let's see, we need to identify what color dye in game is HJB approved. I think I used lavender purple. But I don't
I used
remember.
one of the metallic blues.
Yeah, that was a purchase situation though.
Yes, it was. Several times.
Okay, so Tom has a unique perspective.
I do.
For ORT. Because you're a husband with a captain.
First mate? No.
But yeah, so like what's your, because I feel like you have a unique perspective because you interface as a member.
I do.
You are not a leader.
No.
But I run everything by you.
Well, I just also see it. Like even yesterday, there was a time I was I was coming in here and I was like, oh, I'm gonna play, and I was like gonna boot up the Xbox, and you were like messaging stuff on Discord, and I just shut down the Xbox and walked out because I was like, I'm not gonna like be over here fishing because while you're doing something that seems important.
Yeah.
So I definitely see the effects of the time and the effort to put into it, which I think like that's. Let me think how to even think about it. I mean, I probably am aware of like half the stuff that goes on. Like I don't even know because I don't know what I don't know.
So much stuff happens that like when I tell Tom what happens, it's like, oh yeah, and also this happened, and then like also this other thing happened.
Yeah, and like, that has been kind of the only thing you've talked to me about in the last couple weeks. Like that, it has been pretty all consuming, which like that's kind of the purpose of doing like a 6-week thing, is especially when you're just starting something, is you get to figure it out, and like you build things, you find challenges, you find ways to deal with those. Like it's just like as the Sheryl Crow song, every day is a winding road. Like there's highs, and I guess it's more of a roller coaster than a winding road, but like yeah, there's a lot of highs, a lot of lows. But you were sort of feeling like, I think maybe I don't think discouraged is the word, but maybe just like wiped earlier. And I was trying to like explain that I thought, no, that's part of it, is like trying to figure things out. Like you put one fire out and another fire starts, like whack-a-mole,
Yeah.
flaming whack-a-mole.
And by the way, I have the perspective of like, this is like, I willingly, happily, proudly take all this on.
Yeah, I mean that's the other thing
Yeah.
too, is like
I just want to,
even when it feels stressful,
Yeah.
yeah, you were like, these are problems I want to be solving.
Yeah, like no, I'm not gonna go back to like. I just always think back to like when I was working for other people and just
Yeah, you have a boss that doesn't listen or doesn't get it, or
yeah, or just it's I would so this to me. I mean, this is what I was telling you earlier. This is probably the best thing that I've done in terms of, like, I don't know, feeling like I'm leveling up in real life. You know,
Well,
like
yeah.
I'm building a skill set that I know I can take wherever.
Well,
in
that's
the
what I mean. That's
future.
what you were talking about last time. Is like what's really cool is you could play Final Fantasy, you join the Discord, you can have fun, and that can be the only goal, which is fine and great. But in doing so, like you just inevitably, especially for people who like take on leadership roles and active roles, you just naturally then gain experience and skills that will translate to other things. And that's really a thing I have seen, is like you sort of figure out a different level of like communicating and confidence and figuring out and even like trusting other people. Like obviously you trust me for stuff, but I'm one person, so trusting other people, like, hey, this person's in charge of this thing, so like if I'm putting someone in charge of something, I have to let them be in charge of it.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And that's all a lot, and that's obviously stuff that's like, it's gonna help everything here just be better and more fun for members like me who just want to be in it. It's better. But also like 4 years from now, something will happen where somehow you're going to be drawing on the experience to.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me ask you this.
Sure.
We're 2 weeks in. How do you think it's going? Like you were there when I didn't even have the idea. I just had the feeling. I remember feeling the friction of like, there's something forming. I don't know what it is. And then it like snapped into focus. And I was like, I think this is what it is. And you kind of saw like there was nothing happening. And now there's this really big thing happening. It's just an idea. And now we're 2 weeks in. What's your assessment?
I think it's more successful than maybe even you realize.
Wow, that's cool. Good. No, like I am blown away at the response. I can't, like, every day I'm just like I'm still like, seriously, you this idea and that idea and it's like midnight your time and you're still.
Yeah, well, it's like because there's always like, I don't know if it's like levels or layers of problems with things, or problems not the right word, challenges, whatever, figuring out things. So like like anything in life, you want to start doing a thing, okay, we do that, then we need to figure this out, but because we figured that out, now this is happening, now this is happening, now this is happening. A lot of times when people take on projects in life, they just, for whatever reason, never really get past the first beginning stages.
Yeah. It's easier to just stop.
It just doesn't work. And so the example I really think of is the online thing I'm most familiar with is YouTube. And obviously that's the thing you know about too. And in the YouTube world, something you and I like, we consciously don't participate in like the YouTube growth world. If you watch YouTube, there's a whole thing of like, growth strategies and all the things to like hack the algorithm and get views and do all that. And you and I both feel like that's just the path to insanity and not sustainability.
It's never felt right.
But it's something we've like observed and seen, and something that I have seen a lot. Like that's not the standout cases where someone has a YouTube channel that then blows up to like huge, millions of subscribers and stuff. But kind of like the normal people who are like, I want to start a YouTube channel. So they go down these things of like growth. They sort of, it's always like, yeah, you just need to do this. And then, you do that for a while, and then this happens, and you do that. But like, literally, I pretty much never see anyone get to the like, and then this happens,
Right.
because it's just like everyone just sort of lives here, and nothing kind of clicks, and nothing kind of catches. And I've seen people build, like, okay, I need to have a community. I'm going to build a Discord server, and so they have a Discord server with 78 different channels in it for every specific type of conversation and interaction you could have. So everything's very organized. There's 15 bots that are putting things where they need to go. There's emojis everywhere. It's beautiful. And there is nobody there. And the people who do show up there, like, you can't have a conversation because, like, which of the very specific channels am I supposed to put it in? Who's even going to check that? So, like,
I feel like this was Avi talking me off the ledge.
Oh,
because I felt like
I'm speaking from my personal experience.
I was about to go down this.
Oh.
I feel like I was like, okay, here's what we need.
I'm intentionally omitting specifics, but these are personal experiences that I have had.
You guys have
in other Discord servers.
It's working. Like the fact that there is activity.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like I've seen people sort of like plan and build for activity that never happens. And what's interesting here is like the whole reason you even have a Discord server is because there was a need for a Discord server.
Right.
I thought you weren't going to start one, but it was literally like you were streaming and doing stuff. People were like, oh, like the way to talk, the way to play together, the way to organize things is to have a Discord. And then it was Pimpy who was like, hey, yeah, if you want to set up Discord, like I'll help you figure it out, like the basics. That's why there's a Discord, because it was necessary. It's not a problem or a solution in search of a problem. It was a solution to a problem.
I see. Okay.
And then then it's like, okay, well, we could do this. We have this community and stuff could grow. And then like it did and is, and it's kind of like, like I said, in the YouTube world of seeing so many people try to start things that never go anywhere to see something that actually like
it's the craziest
grows to the point where you have to kind of keep up to it.
Yeah.
Growth, both in terms of numbers.
Yes, that's exactly how I feel.
And I think that's good. I don't mean just numbers either, but I just mean like, okay, we can do events. Hey, there's a couple events. Oh, there's a lot of events. Events could be overlap. Like what do we do? It's easy. Like if there's like 3 events happening in a week, you can organize that. But when it gets to a point where it's like, well, there could be multiple a day. What do we do? And like at a certain point, does stuff overlap? Does it not? Like there's these other growth things that happen, like activity things that, how do you figure out how to team up with people, how to form parties with people, like how do you handle spoiler discussion when suddenly like there are people joining the game who are brand new, but there's people who have been in end game content for a year, like, all those things to navigate is a lot.
Yeah. You said that it's more successful than I think.
I think so, because of all those things. And I feel like something that I've knows happen in the past week or so is like, because of that, there's had to be like new rules and policies put into place, which I think is good, but it's like, it can feel like, oh my God, this is just another thing and another thing. We have to do another rule and another whatever. But it's like, no, it's like, these are things you only have to do once.
No, I know.
But most people never can get to the point of needing to even think about it because it's not a problem.
Because it never gets
because it never happens. So that's what I mean. Like the fact that you're even having these problems are like
signs of growth.
Yeah, it's like this is sort of funny, but if you go to the bank, at least in the United States, they have the thing that says like this bank is FDIC insured for up to $250,000 per account. I've seen that my whole life, and I've been like, yeah, okay. So obviously, like you put your money in the bank, something happens to it, the bank, like you don't lose your money if the bank loses your money, kind of thing. Ideally, it wasn't until like a year or two ago I was like, this is not because this is a problem we have, but I was like, what if someone has more than $250,000 in the bank? It would actually be an issue. Like you couldn't have you'd have to have multiple accounts. So it's like, which again, not a problem that we are facing at any point in the future or any point, anything close to that. They could cut off a couple zeros, but I was just thinking like, oh wow, that is crazy. You have to think about it. But then it's also like, oh, what a position to be in to have that problem. Right.
Right.
And that's how I feel like a lot of the servers problems are like, oh my goodness, like we have to figure out how to handle super specific things that are popping up, but it's only happening because people are here.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely have to like, it's like, I mean, me, I match whatever's happening. And so when I'm in like, oh my God, we need a freaking not safe for work policy, I'm like, why do we? Like, it's just like,
right.
It feels like it's breaking. I know it's not, but it feels like
it's growing. It's growing pains. Like that's why it's not growing funds. Like it's growing pains.
Yeah. No, I know. And like I mean, the events that we've had so far are just like
Yeah.
it's stuff I wouldn't be able to come up with, which is this was the whole point, right? It was
Yeah.
to
I have been fishing every day since Arcana's event.
You hear that,
including
girl?
today.
You hear that?
Yeah, I think what level am I at? I think I think I'm like level 47. I'm really trying to get to 50, but like I have done ocean fishing on my own. I've caught up on all of my class quests. I understand like all the different, not all the different, but I understand how to use the
Your
things more
main
effectively.
hotbar rotations.
Yeah. And it's really fun. Like it's super satisfying. I got so much out of that whole presentation.
Yeah.
And that was just the one. And then there was I've only gone to then the user UI one, and tomorrow is a role playing one. Like I've only gone to a couple.
Yeah. It's sad that Tom hasn't joined my events, but it's fine.
Well, because I mean,
wait, there was you were doing something at Blue Mage. That's why. Wait, there was the Blue Mage event, but I forgot.
Oh, I think I had a game or something. I have played 7 hockey games in 7 days, so I'm in a lot of pain right now.
Yeah, he like can barely move. He's over here being a jock, you know.
Yeah.
Sports and
things. But also, like, I mean, that's like, there's a lot of events that are like battle based and combat based and like stuff like that, which is not really my cup of tea currently.
Yeah.
But the fishing one, the role playing one, the user interface one, those are kind of more in my lane currently.
Yeah.
Which changes, obviously.
Yeah. Richie Rich is over here. Yeah. There was something else that we were talking about earlier. I'm trying to remember. Well, let me ask you this. Like, can you speak about, like, I don't know, how this has had an impact on me?
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's what, so earlier I was like, things that will be helpful, but seriously, like, I feel like, okay, you've told me we met 8 years ago after you had left, like, the last, like, corporate type job you had.
Sorry, let me just disclaim this. The reason why I'm asking is, like, one, I'm genuinely curious what you think, but two, I also want everyone to know that, like, just like so many people here have had experiences of personal growth, like, same. I am in the same position. I happen to be the one steering the ship, but that does not mean that I'm at a higher level than anybody here. Yeah.
Yeah, well, because I mentioned like you have like, oh, there's things that happened earlier. I would bet you've told me things in like your previous job where like your boss was a jerk or whatever, or you put up with something that maybe you shouldn't have put up with or didn't know how to handle a situation. I would bet that if you're doing this and if you were doing this while that was happening, it would have been an entirely different situation. So like, I feel like you know how to.
Oh, I see. Like if I had this experience over there,
you would know how to handle. You would handle it different. And just even like you and I are people pleasers by nature and want everyone to be happy, but it's just sort of natural that when you have a lot of people trying to do something, not everyone's always going to be on the same page. Not everyone, you know, like you can't.
Yeah.
You have to say yes to some things, no to other things, and you know, and all that kind of stuff. And I feel like you've really learned how to understand and embrace that, like see the big picture, try to stay on course with everything, and have like, I've seen you have like difficult conversations and address uncomfortable situations and, you know, stuff that maybe you wouldn't really think that you're signing up for when you're like, hey, I'm going to start a Discord for like a game. But yeah, you do, because people are complicated. And when there's a lot of people in a place smushed together for the first time, stuff pops up. And yeah.
My favorite thing so far has been like being surrounded by people who are so passionate and who care. Like it's such a fun energy to be around.
Yeah. Well,
it's like the craziest thing that people care so much. Like it's just, I can't even, because like, you know, you were like the first person that I saw that didn't do the bare minimum in life.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
Same with you.
like you went above and beyond with everything that you did. And I was like, wow, there should be more of this in the world. Right. And then here it's like, I can tell people go to sleep and then come up with ideas. Next morning, boom, they're in the Discord. This. And I'm just like, wow. It like, I feel the care. I feel I was worried at first. I was like, I just dumped a whole bunch of work on
I mean, that's
17 people.
that can be a tricky thing because, like, when we met, I had just built a broadcast studio in my classroom. Like, I had spent the entire summer break building from scratch, like literally, like laying wood floors, and I just built a whole broadcast studio that I didn't ask permission to build. Because I taught broadcast and digital media and stuff, and so it was a whole thing. It looked like a late night talk show set, and it was a late night. It was exactly the same as what you would see in like an actual studio. And that was cool, and that was my choice to spend a lot of my free time doing that. That's what I wanted to be doing. It involved a lot of my money, a lot of my own materials, because that's what I wanted to do. So no, I wasn't being taken advantage of by like a boss or anything. But when the next school year started up, and like the other teachers and other people started seeing it, the questions I got the most were like, how did you get overtime? How did you get reimbursed? Like, how did you get them to pay you for this? How did you get them to supply the materials? And I'm like, I'm not advocating for not getting paid on stuff or like letting jobs take advantage of you. That was something I chose. That was what I wanted to be doing with my time and my resources. The fact that I feel like it would be very limiting if that's kind of the world is like, oh, there's a thing I could do that thing. Like, are you gonna, like it's sort of like a limited, like,
yes, I feel the like no ceiling.
Yeah, I want to do this thing because this is what I want to do.
Any limit here. Like, I hope people feel that same way. But I feel the vibe of like, how do we, like, everyone's coming up with ideas, and to my knowledge, everything has been like, maybe it isn't exactly the first idea, but an iteration of like, let's make this happen. And there's no, oh, we can't do that, or are you sure you want to do that? Like, if anything, we're just like, we got to push ORT for another month to try to
like how it's less like it's like, how can I help this happen, or like
which is like the best energy to be around. It just feels so
yes,
like, fun.
Absolutely the best.
It's so fun. Like that's why it's like easy for me to think about it. But yeah. A lot of yes and rather than no way. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was what I remember. Like way back in college, I had a friend who was like a couple years older, who was, I forget. We were talking about what it means to be supportive in a relationship, and he was like, being supportive doesn't mean just saying yes to everything that the other person says.
Of course, yeah.
It means like looking out for the potential like issues and like, oh, you want to do this thing? Okay, but like, here's a potential barrier. Here's an obstacle. Here's a challenge. Like, how do we navigate that? Are you up for that? Like, it's looking out for the realistic thing to help them do it, rather than just like, yeah, do it, go for it. But you could be setting someone up for failure. Like, if someone's never played the guitar before, but their dream is to like be in a band, and you go, okay, I've booked a concert venue. I got all the other musicians. Here's your guitar. Go out on stage. But they've never played it. Like, you could have all the faith in the world, but they're going to go out there and have a really horrific experience of embarrassing themselves and sounding terrible and not knowing what to do, and basically have lifelong trauma afterwards. Versus like, oh, you want to play guitar in a band? Okay, cool. Like, let's figure out, like, do you want to take lessons in person? Do you want to find some online thing? Do you want to like go get a guitar? Like, let's take the steps to get there.
Yeah. Let's see. Everyone loves being a part of this.
The caps work.
I feel like we try to commodify the things we enjoy too much. I went to college for art, but trying to turn art into a job instead of a hobby kind of ruins it for me. It makes me constantly feel self-conscious about my skill level. So I pulled away from doing art as a job, and I'm trying to rediscover making art for fun.
Yeah, I mean, both of us, like, our hobbies, especially me, turned into our jobs.
Yeah.
Which is good, but it is, again, going back to the YouTube world. The YouTube world is like very transactional. Like,
yeah.
oh, someone's gonna do a collab video. What do I get out of that? Like,
well, that's how I was like, Pimpy, what do I like? What do I owe you?
Yeah, I mean,
I was like, the only reason why you're doing this is because you want something in return. That is the world that we have come from.
Even when it comes to, and again, I'm not advocating to not
be
advocate for your worth.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, exactly.
Yeah. Like if you're a professional photographer and all your friends want you to do free wedding photos, no. But if you're a professional photographer and you love taking photos and your friend needs some wedding photos that you happen to be up for and you want to do it, go for it. Like, there's that kind of thing. And, I don't know. I just feel like I lost my train of thought.
Eddie I had the same experience. I majored in music and it became a job and drained my energy.
See, yeah, that's.
Yeah.
And when you don't, and this is because it is just for the fun of it, which, like, honestly, like a lot of us are like older-ish here, so remembering like the old internet where everything wasn't like monetized on 5 platforms, and it was like someone would just have like, here's an entire website that I had to code by hand about an obscure TV series, and like every bit of trivia info, for no reason. Just because I'm really into this.
There's no way to monetize.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put the effort in, but it's like that's what you want to do. I want to put the time, I want to put the effort. You look at people who like, I don't know. I mean, other hobbies, things that aren't directly monetized. Like I think of the only other thing besides hockey that was like a sport-ish I was into is cycling.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, you get a bike. Bikes are expensive. You get all the gear to ride your bike. That's all expensive too. But you're not like, well, I'll make the money back.
Yeah.
Like, no, of course that's not. I'm definitely not going to get to a point where I will make money off cycling. But like, it is really fun to go, hey, I could only go 7 miles. Now I can go 10. Now I can go 15. Now I can go 20. Now I do a 50-mile thing, or like,
right. Like
my average speed was 8. Now it's 14. Like,
yeah, the reward is the activity itself.
Yeah, and it's like, it's cool. Like, and what's the purpose? What's the benefit of like averaging 14 miles an hour instead of 12? Zero to my other parts of life, but I wanted to do it.
Film it.
Yeah. And that's not even an impressive speed either, by the way. So like, don't use that as a baseline of like, wow, dang, 14. No.
It's awesome for people to do that, but I discovered that art was not a thing that I could turn into a career because it was too easy for me to lose all motivation when I wasn't passionate about the thing I was making. All the quality would suffer.
Right. That makes a lot of sense.
There's a reason why Tom and I approach YouTube very differently.
Yeah. I mean, you mean from each other?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a reason why I can stream video games for hours and you cannot.
Right.
But you can hella stream about audio and video.
Yeah, for hours. No problem.
All day.
Yeah, 3 hours, whatever, no problem. I'll be energized afterwards.
Yeah, so it's been like, it is a super success. I know it. I know I feel it. I definitely it's just so cool to see people take it and run with it.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I wanted. That is totally what I wanted. And I'm hoping, like, I feel like there is a lot of dust in the air.
Well, yeah, it's like a lot of stuff has to settle because.
Yeah.
But that's like, I don't know. Like even the past week, you've shared some of the like, rules and things you've had to put in place. But
I just feel so bad. I feel bad every time we put a freaking another policy. I'm like, here it is. Everyone is gonna like it's. I know this is not the case, and it's just because this is happening right now. 3 weeks from now, I'm not even going to remember. Okay, I know my memory. I'm not even going to remember. But right now, it feels like, God, every announcement I'm putting out is a policy.
I know.
How is, like, why would you want to be here if every...
I mean, it's disproportionately tipped that way right now because it needs to be. But, like, The thing I was saying, which is cool, is, like, a couple years ago was doing flight training.
Right.
And I paused it because hockey. But one thing about like getting your private pilot's license stuff, like when you think of air travel and you think of rules, even still with everything that's happening in the exact moment right now, you think of like there's a lot of procedures and a lot of policies, a lot of rules, especially when it comes towards like private like recreational piloting flight, everything is geared towards as much freedom as possible. It's like almost the opposite of what you would think. Like every rule, the saying is that all of the rules are written in blood because they all popped up because they had to, like,
for safety.
It all, like, there is a
Because something
reason.
happened, yeah.
There's a reason for every single one of them. So it's like,
And that's what I want to do.
yeah, because you could sit here, you and I can catastrophize all day and be like, this is the worst possible thing that ever.
Yeah,
Here's
and then
every
here's
policy.
the rule. Then forget it. Like,
Yeah. Like, did you read Appendix B, Paragraph 14, Section C to understand why the thing that just happened in Channel 48 is inappropriate? Like, you could do that, but
that's not
nobody
fun.
wants to be a part of that.
Yeah.
But when situations pop up, then it's like, okay, like, how do we handle this? And you can't, some things will be issues and some things just won't. So, like, why spend the time making rules and doing it's like not even going to be a thing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, the chat is like so far. Here we go. I felt the same so much about music. Comparing my measuring against others versus doing it for myself. If money can't be used as a tool to fuel our hobbies and enjoyable experiences after paying for essentials, of course. And what is money even for?
I can't take it with you.
Man, I hate that every time I open the chat section here and your video is getting no feedback visual from my phone. The server is in transitional phase. It makes sense.
Yes.
Are you interested in aviation talk?
Everyone says their stuff is stuttering at the moment.
Oh, because we have 11 people in the audience.
Crashing DC incoming. It would be a marvel if that didn't happen.
This is the robot dance because we are stuttering.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to do about that. I can look up our internet sitch.
Can't we blame it on La Habrea?
Seems like it's back. Maybe it was just a stutter there. I'm doing a speed test.
There was a moment. Well, I mean, there's been so many moments, but like literally during the UI and U workshop, we were flipped seats.
Yeah.
But I looked at you and I was like, could you believe what's happening here? Like, this is insane.
Yeah.
Like I can't even tell you how insane this is. Like,
I mean, I've only gone to a couple so far. I've gone to that one and the fishing one, and both it's like,
I can't. Like, when I think about what's been done, I'm like, we did it.
Yeah, I mean, what more do you want?
Yeah, like, this is it. Yeah, who wouldn't want to be part of it? It's awesome, right? Like, it's totally.
Well, our internet says it's ultra fast.
Yeah.
If 2.3 down, 2.4 up. That's.
But I was thinking, just like, every event that we've had is something I would have paid for. Like, it's something like an escape room.
Right.
Recreation, fun, puzzle solving, whatever it is. Like, if I had known that that's like, okay, do you want to just, I don't know, hang out at home?
Well, escape room's a good analogy.
Or do this on a Friday night. Heck yeah, I'm gonna do this. Like, it's so fun.
Yeah.
It's so fun. It's so fun to be able to enjoy something that somebody put work into.
Mm-hmm.
Something that they're passionate about. I don't even care what it is. I don't care. Interested is interesting. Like,
yeah.
It's like, it's just, I don't know. It's so cool. And then whenever there's an event and I see people like all around the world doing this thing that and this is happening because of this, is like, okay, yes, this is awesome. But yeah, I get nervous. I'm like, it's
I think every day, at least once every day, if I had a bingo card for like the days, one of the spots would be Heather says this is the most amazing thing I've ever done. And the other spot would be Heather says she thinks everything's falling apart and it's not working.
And it's not anything that anybody's doing. It's just,
It's just that's why I'm saying growing pains though, because it's like, when it's like, wow, look at this amazing thing, but now I have to implement all these different rules, but now there's this other amazing thing, but now there's, this conflict to resolve over here or this thing over here or whatever. And it's like, it's a lot.
You know what you do such a good thing of reminding me?
Many things.
Yeah, but there's one thing that really sticks out is like, we're at the point where no one can break anything. You know, like we're at the point where it's something, whatever, something that I can't predict right now happens because one person did something. I feel like the culture's been established and the foundation's been built that it won't, you know, like it won't all fall apart.
Right. Well, I mean, go to the I guess the dollar example. I was going to use eggs for this. I don't know why eggs, maybe because put eggs in baskets. We go to dollars. Imagine you have $1 and someone takes your dollar.
You're screwed.
You have no dollars. You are broke. Imagine you have that $250,000 for the FDIC insurance and someone takes $1.
Yeah. Would not notice.
It's fine.
Yeah.
So it's kind of that thing. Like once things get to a certain point, then it can be stronger.
You were going to use eggs?
I was going to say, like, if you have an egg and someone takes your egg, you have no eggs. But if you have, 3 dozen eggs and someone takes one, which at this point could be worth $250,000, then
okay. My headphones were at 50%, but I had to tick the volume up a notch to get any sound. Now working at 50% again. That's the free space on the bingo board. We have bingo cards. Yeah. So it's been
1 week since you looked at me. Turned your head to the side and said, "I'm angry." 5 days since you laughed.
What? Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's been 1 week since you looked at me.
Chickadee China.
Chinese chicken. You have a dress singing, your friend's house singing, wash your hands, files with no lights on. I forgot the rest.
With all the
karaoke. So yeah, do you have any other, I don't know, thoughts? I felt like we had a whole discussion. We talk about it. It's the only thing I talk about now. This is me. It's just this.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing, I don't know. You're the person I talk to about this the most, obviously. So I think the thing I know you're very concerned with is obviously you want everyone else to be having fun and feeling good and feeling, if it's a member like me, that they are part of a cool community. If it's someone who's in a position where they're like in charge of something or organizing something, that they feel good about it and confident in it and happy with how it goes and all that. And so, there's a lot that happens there. But I forget where I was going with that.
Dang, you had this whole setup.
I mean, that's just I think I'm just trying to look at the broad pictures of like the community and everything. Cause you were like, this is what I've been going through every day or what you've been thinking about every day. And
I do also have the perspective of like this,
I guess what I was trying to say is like, I don't know if everybody, it takes up a different amount of time for everybody, right? Some people might hardly ever think about it, whereas other people spend most of their time on it and everything in between.
Yeah. And
so all of us are going to have different feelings and opinions about it, depending on.
I know there's someone who's just like, this is great.
And I do feel like, I guess maybe that's what I was thinking of, is if there are people, because I tell you this, but other people too, who work on stuff or feel like, gosh, it's chaotic or there's a thing every day or whatever. I don't know if anyone feels that way or not, but that's the whole point of Operation Rising Tide, is to like figure things out, put things together. And then when it's done, you can look back and be like, okay, how do we keep this, continue get rid of it? Like, what do we want to do? But you're going to have all these systems in place.
Okay. So here's an interesting thing. You told your students this many times, right? You have an expectation for something that you want to create. There's this perfect version. And then, well, you can explain that, right?
Sure.
The interesting part that I feel like is happening with Operation Rising Tide, just on a personal level, is like, I don't have a perfect version. I don't know I have no idea. Yeah. Like, I don't know like, if you ask me, what would I want it to look like at the end? I have no idea.
Right. Cause it looks like
the first time that I've had that. Any other creative thing, you have to know, like, you have to have like some kind of end goal to work towards, right?
Right.
For this, there is none. It's just like,
well, I think the end goal was like thriving community where people
Yeah, but what does that mean? You know, that could
Right,
be,
but I mean,
like,
but that could look like a bunch of different things.
yeah.
So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
There's
It's
not
like,
a specific.
I can't even, you know, I don't think that when we get to the end of this, I would have the feeling of like, you know, we didn't hit a target or whatever, because I don't even know what we're aiming for.
Yeah. No, I think.
But tell your thing about the students.
Well, yeah, what that would be the thing I had to tell my students a lot, because they would make like digital media projects, a lot of like videos and like short film kind of things, but sometimes just like digital art or whatever. And then we'd present it for critique days, and they would have to like pitch their project or explain it beforehand. And the thing I would always tell people is like they they would oftentimes just tell you everything that's wrong. They would just disclaim everything. Well, this was supposed to be this movie, but like we couldn't go to where we wanted to film, and we had to do this, we had to do this, and then the sound got lost and whatever. And I was like, who wants to watch this? And the thing I would tell the students is like, because you could always use like relationships as an example with high school students. So you could be like, if you were going to ask someone out on a date, would you tell them, hey, I'm not really interesting, and I have a really bad BO, and like I will absolutely like never take you anywhere fun or interesting, and like I haven't cleaned my room in 7 years. Like, no, you know, like you're gonna present the best version of yourself, right? Like, and it's not that you're presenting the best version, but it's remembering that like when you make something, there's the idea that you had in your head, and then there's the thing you made. And with skill and time and patience, you can usually make those overlap a little bit more, so that it's a little bit closer. But a lot of times, even when you're experienced, they're not necessarily connected. And if all you're focused on is the thing that the original idea, and that's your measure of success, the thing you actually made oftentimes does not live up to that. But for the viewer or the listener or the community member or whoever, they don't know this. They only know what the thing is. They just judge it for what it is, what they're seeing, what they're experiencing, what they're feeling. And I think that's very important to remember, because they have no idea what it was supposed to be or whatever. They only know exactly what it is.
Yeah. And I can say with absolute certainty, every single event that we've had has been amazing. Like,
yeah,
amazing.
Yeah, the events are a good idea, because I don't know what people like. The ones I've gone to, the ones I've peeked in on, I don't know what I'm sure stuff did not go right. I'm sure there were technical glitches and difficulties in all of them. I don't know that. I just showed up, and all the ones have been great. Like I'm just like amazed that people did this. Every one of them made me want to like, I really want to like explain a thing, and like,
yeah, they're inspiring, right? Like you want to do something after. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm only seeing what the thing is and what my actual experience with it was, and it's perfect every time. And I think that's kind of like, I feel like this 6 weeks is maybe like a time of like accepting maybe a little more chaos and a little more like, not stress, but a little more than like, it's not sustainable.
Yeah. It's not. I can't.
The way
no way I could go past 6 weeks.
But for the 6 weeks.
Yeah.
You know,
we'll go.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, like going into a really intense training regimen before a marathon or something. You're not going to do that every day for the rest of your life ever, but like to get here so you can be where you need to be, like,
yeah,
that's and then hopefully like, you know, things then there's like systems in place and structures and routines and you know, the expectations are in line. Not everything's like brand new and scary and crazy
right
anymore. And
yeah, everything feels so big because it's like the first time.
Yeah. And once that's happened, you know, once things become normal, then it's like, oh, cool. It can be a little bit chill and a little less intense.
Let's see. Bare Naked Ladies. MSQ 5.5 discussion. When?
I was trying to remember today. I was like, we did not do 5.5? No.
I don't even know what was 5.5.
Well, I mean, that would be the end of the patch. We haven't done one.
Phenomenal song.
It is phenomenal.
Vaughn says this is great, like Couple Stable HJP. Yeah, see, so Tom and I paused the huddle up, which if you don't know, I have 3 YouTube channels, and one of them is focused on like helping people build their YouTube channels, which I haven't uploaded a video on in a year, maybe. But I did have a weekly live stream show every Wednesday, and I can't even tell you how many times Wednesday morning I was like, I would rather work on this. I don't want to do the huddle up. Like, no offense to the huddle up. It's great. I love the community. But like,
Your energy was just going.
It became a have to, not a want to, and that's not fair to them. That's not fair to me, and so I paused it. And we were kind of feeling the same way with the couples tables. Like, I don't know, it just didn't feel. I didn't feel the pull anymore. It felt like a.
It was like, yeah, if you have this other big thing that you're doing, let's just do that. For the 6 weeks and then see.
Yeah. Let's see. Damn, Tom, don't call me out like that. This just in, Tom is stinky. Remind self I need to clean my desk and wash my hair.
Wait, why am I stinky?
Because you're like bad BO. And
I was like, wait, why am I? What did I do?
So, Tom, Heather, want to come to my trivia quiz too?
Trivia? When is trivia?
I believe it's next Thursday is the tentative.
The next event on my calendar is Tin's roleplay thing tomorrow, but I haven't looked.
See, the reason why, Kay, is because like he can't participate in the Final Fantasy trivia, unless it's 14.
Your boy don't know a lot of things,
but yeah, like he can't.
I mean, I can go and.
Do you know who Cloud is?
Is he the most handsome guy at the?
No, that's Squall.
Okay, yeah. No, I'm not.
Can you summarize what Final Fantasy X is about?
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. You got nothing.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like name.
Well, Tifa.
Okay, which one? What number?
4.
Seriously.
I'm trying to do something.
Like seriously?
Yeah.
No. Really?
No.
What Final Fantasy game is Tifa from?
Many?
Well, technically, but like which number?
I don't know. 7?
Yes.
Okay.
Good job. You guessed.
I was like, what are the ones I know that you've been talking about? Heather's car is named Tifa, by the way. So
yeah.
That's why.
Because Tifa's awesome.
And she weighs 2,000 pounds.
Name 10 books energy. Don't worry, Tom. I only played like 14, 7, and most of 8, with a pinch of 9 thrown in.
Don't worry, I've only played 5 other games.
Cloud is a big sword. Tifa punches stuff. Squall exists. And is a gun and
is a gunbreaker.
Titus laughs weirdly and plays volleyball. Omar, I can't even.
They're legit getting mad at my knowledge.
No, I'm not because.
Well, you're like, "Are you serious?" And I was like, "I don't know. Did I get it right?"
No, I mean, no, that's not. Look, if you wanna, you know what? If you wanna ask me about ska trivia,
let me give you Simpsons trivia, okay?
Yeah. You should totally do Simpsons trivia.
I will crush Simpsons first 10 seasons trivia.
People here would be on board.
Past season 10, I got nothing for you.
I've never seen a Simpsons episode, so that's one huge thing that Tom and I do not have in common, because that's a very big deal to you. Also, let me close the.
You don't know the name of Homer's boss that was also like a secret supervillain?
Yeah, ask me a super basic question to make it fair, because I put you on blast.
What's the baby's name?
Nope. Baby Simpson. Who do I know? I know Bart, Homer, Maggie.
That's the baby.
Oh, I thought that was Lisa. And
the wife. Rhymes with large.
Marge. I was going to say Sharon, but I think I'm thinking Osborne, which is why
very
I don't know
different.
Why.
I guess it's a mom, a dad, a boy, a girl. Yeah. I don't know if they had a baby.
Family.
Yeah.
Let's see. I flat out do not believe that's a damn lie. Tom's a bedtime. No human alive has not seen an episode of Simpsons.
Especially growing up, you lived through Bart Mania. I don't know.
As soon as I saw the yellow, I was like, I'm out. I didn't like it. Especially when like the alternative was like Batman, the animated series. Yeah, I'm gonna like. They
didn't have overlapping time slots. You can watch both.
I know, but I didn't like it. I just didn't like the animation. I didn't like the spiky head. Like, I don't know why.
Well, anyway, point being, there are areas where I would dominate trivia.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy, probably not one of them.
Let's see. No human alive. Oh, this does not sound like ORT. The vice captain has spoken. Who shot Mr. Burns? Do you know?
Yes, I do. It was a
That's very
2-part
obvious.
episode in 1995. Okay. I waited all summer to figure out who shot Mr. Burns.
You did?
Yeah,
Oh,
there was a
'cause it was a
contest through
cliffhanger?
7-Eleven. You could enter to win an appearance on The Simpsons or something. I think it might have been a scam. I'm not sure.
Judge, what about Margaret? Homer, who I don't know what that means.
That's when
I've
Homer
seen,
forgot
like-
his. You mean it's not McGaggy's birthday?
I've seen like one episode, and I think it was the movie, so I haven't seen an episode. It's gonna be...
Yeah, the movie is 18 years old, so
Yeah, but that doesn't...
I know, but the movie in my brain,
was
the
when
movie
we
is
were
like the new
20.
thing. Like, oh yeah, that's the new era. 20 years ago.
Oh, I see
Yeah.
what you're saying.
I
In
had
terms
a
of like...
sorry, this is off the topic, but I don't care. I was driving earlier and I was stuck behind a Target truck, like the store. And I used to work at Target in high school. In 2002, I worked at Target. And I was like, God dang, I worked at Target a long time ago. And then I had the thought, the amount of time between now and the time I worked at Target was the amount of time between the time I worked at Target and 1979.
Why would you think 79?
Because that's the same number of years backwards.
Oh, I see.
2002 to today is the same amount of time as 1979 to 2002. So have fun with that as you cry yourself to sleep tonight.
No, none of us needed to know this. This committee is screwy. I come in and you kids are talking about some cartoon. Tardy to the party, exactly. Our video games not interactive cartoons.
Hmm?
What
is
is
a
born in
cartoon?
1979? What is this BS?
Like the Smashing Pumpkins song.
Oh man. Well, so
in conclusion, Operation Rising Tide, massive success.
Yeah.
No further questions.
I want to I feel like I should do like more frequent updates about like,
Sure.
like the cruise ship director.
Oh yeah.
Like here's what's going on, here's what happens, here's like, whatever how I'm feeling.
I remember I went on like 2 cruises and it was actually the same cruise twice. Because
The
when I find
Alaskan
something I
one.
like, I like it forever.
This is why we never go to new restaurants, because we just like the ones we like and we just go.
Yeah. Handles has a lot of flavors. I get brownie dough. But anyway, the cruise director was phenomenal. And I remember her thing. I actually forget her slogan, but her name was Amy, and she'd be like, at the end of a thing.
How do you remember her?
Because she had a whole thing where she'd be like, like it'd be the end of an event, and she'd be like, "I'm Amy, you're awesome, good night," or something like that. And I was like, "That's cool."
Oh, she was like a thing.
Yeah, she'd be like, "You're awesome," and "I'm Amy," or something like that. And I was like, "That's cool."
And you never forgot.
Yeah, it's been like 10 years.
Wow.
She probably doesn't work there anymore.
My mom was born in 73, born in 1979. Your face.
Sorry, the math is
Mathing.
it's hurting.
Let's see. Yeah, so anyway, since a lot of you came in like the last 20 minutes, Operation Rising Tide is great. It's going great. There's a lot to figure out. There's a lot of dust right now. Pardon the dust, but I do, it is supercharging everything intentionally so that we can iron out these things. And then I just, my intention is that we'll have a more built out structure so that once we're done, should be just like coasting.
Right.
Right
It's
now
the
we're
building
just like,
phase.
yeah.
Building phase is
Yeah.
always messy.
And like you said, there's probably people who are just like, this is great. What's up?
Yeah. That's me. I'm just like, yeah, it's cool.
Sign me up for the next event. It's all good. I'm honestly shocked I'm one of the younger people here. For the past few years, I've been an older person in some Discord servers.
I like that.
Anyone who's interested, we're putting together parties for various fun stuff in game right now. Either Mogtome Farms or Treasure Maps
sounds
Low-Key
awesome.
Friday.
I like that.
Yes, that sounds super fun. So, I think we're gonna jump in game at some point. We gotta go walk the boys.
Yeah, I was playing a little bit earlier.
Yeah. Where are you?
I Oh crap, I can't remember his name. He's a big elephant man.
Ma
Spoilers. Well,
something.
actually, this isn't spoilers. I just had to help an elephant man sell some fish.
And I heard like a failure sound.
Yeah.
Like you didn't do it.
I sold 2 out of 3 fish. The stakes are apparently very high in Endwalker. It's really...
Oh, man.
I actually loved that quest, so I'm not even...
Fish.
3.
I'm old enough to not worry about revealing ages. I'm 30, and it seems like when I join fandom servers, everyone is in early 20s.
Yeah, we turned 40 this year.
We turned 40.
I'm excited.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. No one can tell me nothing. I'm 40.
Although I did get a comment yesterday that why is she dressed like she's 12? And I actually was like, okay, better than the other way, isn't it? I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I had a comment where someone went off on the fact that I had a silicone, brightly colored wedding ring, and they said no classy woman would want something.
Oh, I had to go in there.
You went off a little bit.
I freaking went off on the guy.
Slay Queen.
Don't talk about my husband's wedding ring.
Yeah, it's squishy because I'm clumsy, and I like it.
Oh, because he was implying that like you're not classy because you're wearing.
It's bright blue and it's rubber versus like, you know, an actual metal and whatnot. Yeah. Yeah, I bought 5 of them for $40. Okay.
I don't know. So like, fun fact, the wedding ring that I wear is purple. It's a purple 3D printed ring that Tom printed, but he printed like 500
printed by the batch.
Yeah. And the actual one that we used when we got married, we had
stowed safely.
Yeah, in the
overhead
safe
bin, yeah.
In the overhead bin. Yeah, so you have one and I have one. But instead of, I didn't like that one. I didn't like the silicone. So then you just printed. We have these in like couple colors. You did like blue and purple.
Yeah, because you just put them on the print bed. You can do like, you know, in the single print, you can print 20 of them at a time or whatever. And
yeah, so I just wear them till they break, and pop a new one on, and boom.
Yeah,
like, whatever.
Right. Well, because we got married during the pandemic, so we couldn't get rings. Like you have your engagement ring, which is a regular ring.
Yeah.
But yeah, we couldn't get rings, and so I ordered a silicone one.
But I love that we didn't get rings.
Well, so okay, you know what? Tying it back to Target, you know, a big reason why I would, you know, the idea of like, this is my wedding ring that I had for 70 years, and it's the same one, is very cool.
Yeah.
But when I worked at Target, we had to watch a safety...
no, you're not going to tell this.
We had to watch a safety VHS, and one of the examples was don't climb on the shelves, and the example was because somebody got degloved with their ring caught on the shelf, and it's bad. You know what doesn't happen with silicone rings? They just break if they break before you break, and I like that. So,
Oof.
And I am a clumsy boy.
No, you're not.
Well, I mean, I know how to take safety precautions. This thing gets caught every time. This gets caught on something. I'm like, so glad, so glad.
Cyrilla's here. What did I miss? We were just. I did record this, so I'm not planning to put it on YouTube, but I can share the recording here. I just pushed record just in case. Let's see. Eddie, I feel exactly the same. I'm 33. I was the most ancient one in my FC. Ancient. Oh my gosh. I hope to be like you guys in a decade. Oh my god, that's so sweet. I turned 44 this year.
I saw that meme. It pops up on like Instagram sometimes, but it's like me. Hey, 35. I'm feeling pretty good. Sports announcer. The oldest player in the league, 32. Absolutely a miracle he's still playing.
Let's see. I hate it when people expect you to dress a certain way and disappear because of your age. Well, see, the way that I see that is like when you get to, it doesn't matter what age, like wear whatever you want. Are you seriously saying this? Like, do you hear yourself?
Not you, but the people.
Yeah. It's just like, it's such a weird.
Yeah, it just says more about them. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. I feel bad, but let's see. My brother is a few years older than me, and he has a silicone wedding ring alongside a metal one. Yeah, same. So my engagement one is like what is it?
It's actual silver and diamond and stuff.
and stuff.
Probably just those two things. Or no, it's just platinum.
Let's see. Nope. This is why I don't wear rings. So now I'm freaking ancient. My one friend is only a couple years older than me, and he dresses like an old man, but he's dressed that way since his 20s. Nice. All right. Well, before we end, does anyone want to jump on stage and just say anything? But we were just kind of, I don't know.
It's like open mic night over here.
Yeah. In case since you're all here, we could open it up if you want to say anything. But I'm not really giving you a prompt, so I know it's like, well, what am I gonna say? But if you want the
You just don't want people to be overlooked if they're like, oh, I want.
Yeah, like if you have a question like ORT or anything we talked about or HJP or anything, you're like fine wine. Hi.
Back in my day, we're supposed to be seen and not heard.
Wait,
it's the Arrested Development thing. Children are neither seen nor heard.
We thought we were supposed to be seen and not heard. I like turtles.
All right.
Well, I think we're good then.
Let's go walk the dogs.
Yeah, I like trains. Well, this was fun. I feel like we should do I feel like at least you can join in whenever. But I think I'm gonna do a weekly. I guess it's just the town hall.
Yeah.
Like we could do the weekly town hall and like, invite the town to speak.
To the hall.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, guys. So thanks for hanging out. And if you have any questions, obviously let us know. But I do want to say that I'm very excited and just super, proud of everyone here. Like, thank you so much for all your time, for all your participation, for all your work, all the, the thought and the creativity that you're putting here. I want you to know it's making an impact. Like, even I'm just speaking for myself, right? Like, the fact that you guys are all taking this chance and running with it is having such a positive impact on me. And that's nothing to say about everyone who's attending, reading all your comments. Like, I can't tell you how many times, like in the journals, when you guys reflect on your experiences, we talk about it. We say this is the magic. Like, this is what we're talking about. So every single thing that you guys do, whether it's like, sharing a screenshot or going to an event or sharing a reflection, seeing you guys clear the Shinryu and all that, like, it's just so cool. It's so awesome. So I'm just really excited. I know things are supercharged right now. I realize this is an insane pace, but it is like really exciting, and it's it kind of feels like startup high, and we are, thankfully, the whole point, right? Or not the whole point, but a big point is to like have all these things happen that have not happened before, so we can kind of build the structure and then coast once this is all over. So, all right. Do we have a town library? Nobody's just making fun of Tinny because she's old. All right, guys. So we will see you in game in a little bit. And with that said, thanks for tuning in. See you guys later. Bye. Oh, I just kicked everyone out.
Uh-oh.